going to make a simple knotted bracelet, and it's just going to be cool as a cucumber and super easy. And we're going to use absolutely no findings at all except for a clasp. How cool is this? And you know what? You can even make your own spin on this and grab a larger bead or a button, and you would literally have like no findings. So anyway, that's what's happening, guys. But first of all, before we get to our project today, I want to make a quick announcement. So during this video, we will be doing, this is the video that begins my gratitude giveaway, right? And during the video, I will be asking you 2 questions. And if you would like to be entered in my gratitude giveaway for the prize, you will need to answer those questions entered in the comment section and like this video. You also have to be a subscriber. But all the details are in the video notes below here in the description below the video. You'll find all the rules that I'm required to put up by YouTube in order to run a giveaway. So the basic rules, and it's simple, Simon, guys, is that you have to like this video, be a subscriber, and then you're going to answer the 2 questions we're going to get to sometime during the video. There will be 2 separate questions, and then you'll answer those questions in the comment section, and then you will be entered, okay? And so let's get to it. So let's get to our bracelet, guys. So really, really easy. Now you can use any kind of cording. You can use 1 strand, you can 2, you can use 3. I'm using 3 today. Okay, so I'm going to leave 3 inches. Okay, because that certainly will be enough for my dangles, okay? And that's just how I'm choosing. And I'm going to start right here by making my first overhand knot, okay? And then I'm going, I left my thumb right there where my 3-inch mark was, and I'm going to force this knot with my thumbs on both sides into the place where I want it to be, okay? And so that's how I've started it. Okay, and now, if you do not want dangles, you don't have to have dangles, you could put your knot very, very close to your edge by probably about 1 inch, okay? I'm going to push you down now as we get going. So notice how my knot is a little funky and weird and loose looking, and that's okay, because I'm working with 3 pieces of cord. So I will take, and I'm going to put my thumb on the left-hand side here, right over that knot so it doesn't move any further down the long portion of my cord here, right? That's exactly where I want it, but I need to tighten it. So I'm going to take each tail by holding that knot, and I'm going to see how you'll see I'm snug up. I'm just going to pull each of my 3 tails, and that's going to go ahead and snug it up, and that's all we need to do. Okay? Just like that. Now, I am going to go back to the other side of my cord, and I'm going to take the round portion of my toggle. Now I'm going to go to the other side of my toggle, grab all 3 strands, and I'm going to do another triple knot, another simple overhand knot with triple knot. It's because I'm using 3 strands, I said that. Just a simple overhand knot. And now, guys, I am holding that toggle, okay, right there, and I am going to push this knot now, okay? I'm trying to really push it down there, okay? And just leave about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. I don't need much room, but I want a little wiggle space for my toggle to move, okay? That's all I'm doing here. So now I'm going to hold my thumbnail on this side of my knot. You see my toggle's behind me there. And now I'm going to take my long tails here, and I'm going to pull all 3 of those, and you'll see that knot is going to tighten up. Just as soon as I pull all 3 of these tails, it'll get rid of, see, there we go, it was that one. It'll get rid of all that slack. And now notice, you see it's about probably 1/4 inch, but there's just a little bit of movement. You want to have a little bit of movement where your clasping is, okay? But it's not going anywhere. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to do something really just totally out of the box, fun and organic. So I am going to do basically, there's going to be no symmetry. I'm going to do completely random pattern. I'm just going to randomly pick up my beads, literally. And so there'll be no symmetry. And that's exactly what I'm going for here. because I want this to just be really, it's like cozy sweater weather, organic bracelet. Okay, so I've got 3 beads on there. Okay, now I'm going to take all 3 of my strands. I'm going to put them together here, and I'm going to do a simple overhand knot. And sometimes on the smaller cord, you can grab your tweezers to help your cord come through. Okay, and then again, you'll notice using your thumbnails, guys, is what's kind of key in knotting for me. Anyway, so I will try my best to not have my fingers over my knots, but you do need to guide them into place, right? And now here is where you can decide, do you want to have a lot of slack, a lot of movement in your beads, or do you want them completely tight? Now that's just a design aesthetic. You can do whatever you want, whatever looks good to you, whatever feels right to you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let mine have just a little bit of play. I don't want them to be too tight. So I'll go ahead and put my knot about right there. And now, again, I am going to pull all 3 of my tails. And you'll see this knot will go ahead and snug right up. Okay, there we go. And you can see there's a little bit of play there, just a little bit. Okay, and now, so I'm just going to continue on my quest here, guys. So here's my questions, guys. So like the video, and then I'd like to know 2 things. My first question to all of you beautiful, amazing, talented beaders out there is, what is something that you can share with us and with everybody? Because I think it's really important. I really do. If you follow me, you know what I'm about, right? I think it's really important, and just something that is, why not, is pay it forward, that we can all learn from each other. So my first question to you all is, how long have you been in your beading journey? How long have you been beading and making jewelry? I'd love to know. And during that journey, so this is just still part of question 1, during your journey, what is something that you can share with the rest of us that maybe the rest of us can learn from, that is something that you've learned along the way, or something that's like a really like important factor for you that you have learned, like is it a resource, a technique? It doesn't matter, like whatever it is, just something that you maybe can pay forward to the rest of us and share something with us that you have learned along your beading journey, in which and how long has that been? So my answer to that, by the way, is I think I'm going into 18 years. I could be wrong. I actually think I am shorting myself, because I had said, it's so funny, I had said 15 years at the beginning of my YouTube channel, and then I'm like, why did I say 15 years? It's actually been longer than that, and it has, and I know it's been 18, but I actually have to go back and look at the calendar. I actually have a fun story for you in another video of actually, I know exactly when I started, and I know why, I know when. I know why, I know when, and I'll tell you in the next video. But I think I'm at 18 years, something like that. And one of the most important things that I've learned for myself is patience. Patience is certainly a virtue, absolutely, bar none. And the reason I say that, friends, is because I had to learn, and it took me many years to recognize that, you know, I wasn't being patient enough with my designing and giving myself grace. Just looking, see where we're at. That's question 1, and I think we're there. I think we're there, guys. Let's see. So we'll wrap it around. Let me pull my clasp up and see. Yep, we're there. Question number 2, my friends, is, in my 12 days of DIY craft making series, what was your favorite project? I would love to know the answer. So in the comment section, answer both those questions for me if you would. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, the gratitude giveaway, I would love to hear the answer to both of those questions. Down here, let me pull you down. I'm at the end. Okay, so that's where we started, and now here's where we're ending. And so I did my last knot like we've been doing the whole time. Okay, and I put all 3 cords through the bar portion of my toggle. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing like we did when we started. We're gonna do another knot, and we're gonna leave a little bit of space here. But because this is the toggle portion, we're actually gonna leave a little bit more space than what we did on the round portion of the toggle. And the reason for that is obvious, right? Because you need a little bit more play when you're putting the bar through your toggle. And you don't want to fuss with it. So you don't want to be fussing and having that too tight. So I'm going to give myself some wiggle room here, okay? And not a whole ton. I mean, but it's up to you. You can do what you want. And it all depends on your sizing. But I think I'm going to go more like a 1/2 inch than a 1/4. So I'm going to kind of try to snug up my knot here where it is got just a little bit more play, like a 1/2 inch there, so that when I'm pushing that through my toggle, right, I'm not struggling. So I think that's good. So I'll continue to push that down about right there. And then again, see how some of it's loose, okay? So I will put my thumbnail right there. So my bar is over here, and I'm putting my thumbnail on the other side of my bar. Now again, if you want to use tweezers, that's fine too. You can put your tweezers right here, okay? And then we're going to pull all 3 tails. Of course, I have the tweezers in front of me, so I can't use them that have the rubber on them because we don't want this knot to go down anymore, right? We want it to stay right there. So I'm going to pull all 3 of my tails and snug up that knot. If you want to do a second knot here, you can absolutely do that. But again, I don't think my toggle is going to come off. I think I'm okay. All right. Now, I'll do, for good measure, a last knot over it anyway. Now I'm going to go over here to where my dangles are. And this is where you can just get really fun and just do literally anything you want. So let's see. What are we going to do? And actually, let me make sure I didn't mess that up. And let's do the try-on test. Are we good? Yes, we're good. Okay, great. So I have a few beads left. So I'm going to go always to the opposite of where my bar is. And this is where you can just get really fun and creative too, guys. It's just whatever you want. You can put all of your dangles, you know, as knots, you know, right at the edges. Make them all even. You can stagger them. You can do what you can put multiple dangles on each. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want. So I'm just going to have fun with it and do whatever. So I'm going to put this one all the way up, and I'm just going to do a simple overhead knot. Now, I don't have very much cord left here, as you can see, because we only left me 3 inches when we started. So I don't have a whole lot of room to do a whole lot of things. So I have to be very mindful of that right now when I'm pushing my knots up here. So I'm pushing my bead all the way up to the top there. And let's push this down. Now, again, too, make sure that your knot is going to make sure that your dangle beads don't come off. Now, that is a pretty small hole, but it, to me, almost looks like it's going to get lost in the bead, so I'm going to do a double knot right here on this guy. Don't want to lose my bead. So again, I'm going to pull that knot down where he needs to be. Right over the other one. And pull that with my thumb tight. And there we go. So I don't think my bead's coming off. I think I'm going to be okay. Yeah, I don't think he's coming off. Okay? And then I'm going to go to another one of my cords. And okay, guys, and then right there, you can do whatever you want with your tails. You know, you can cut them, leave them, whatever. And, you know, I'm going to cut mine pretty close. And also, I'm not using any glue. But you can glue your knots if you want. It's totally up to you. Maybe I'll leave that one a little bit longer. I had a couple extra beads, so we'll put those away. I'll pull you up. And same thing over here with the bar portion of my toggle. Do whatever we want. You can, you know, you can put a bead, you know, down here. You know, but I definitely don't want to do that. I'm good. I like to keep him by himself. So, you know, we could do another knot, which maybe we will. Just because I've got enough cord here, I think, to make it. Why not? And we'll cut the rest. By the way, guys, we've got a fire burning not far from me that just started today. Maybe you've seen it on the news. I can smell the smoke. I have 40-mile-an-hour winds where we are. We're having a really bad Santa Ana wind event. And so keep us in your prayers. I am really on alert. I've got my candles out. I've been losing internet off and on all day today. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, a CE starts with the, you know, turning off the power. But our winds are really, really bad here, and we have fire watches. There are a couple of fires burning not far from me. And so I pray that one doesn't spark up in my neighborhood. I pray. Okay, guys, there we go. That's what we've got. How cute is this? And of course, let's try it on and see what I did. See what I mean with my dangles being on this portion, how it's not messing with this bar portion. Doesn't interrupt it, so I don't have to fuss with it. Just easy breezy. But they're there because I have to have my dangles. And we gave ourselves a little bit of that play too, right? That 1/2 inch. And that was a smart decision, right? And then we have all those thick knots there that we just made, those last 3 knots at the end of that bar to make sure that toggle's not coming off. So, you know, I'm fairly confident with my knots. I don't think they're coming off. I'm good. That's what I've got, guys. I love this. Isn't this sweater weather? Don't you love it? I'm loving this. Okay, guys, until tomorrow. And by the way, tomorrow will be reveal. I will be making 2 pair, I think a pair or 2 of earrings. I want to finish up my Cozy Cabins bag. And this is all I have left, by the way. And a little bit of leather. So I want to finish it up with a pair of earrings. And we're going to be doing a reveal on the giveaway prize. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, my friends, be blessed.